Confused about the para classifications, what they are and what each one means? Fear not, because in this video we're going to do our very best to try and break down and explain what the different classifications mean. So let's go through the first thing that most people who are new to para swimming may not understand, and that is the letters in front of the numbers. You might notice that some swimmers swim in S events, others swim in SB events, and then you have others that are in SM events. What's the difference between the prefix letters of S, SB and SM? Well, to put it simply, S is for freestyle, butterfly and backstroke events, SB is for breaststroke events, and SM is for individual medley events. Now that's the first bit very quickly covered. Let's go through the numbers, which are the recognised classifications that will be used at the Paralympics. There are a total of 14 classifications. Let's start off with the first 10. The current para swimming classification uses classes S1 to S10 for different levels of physical impairment, with the lower number indicating a more severe impairment. To evaluate the impacts of impairments on swimmers, classifiers assess all functional body structures using a point system and ask the athlete to complete a water assessment. Classifications S1 to S4 cover athletes that have coordination problems, limited use of their arms, legs and trunk, and can have spinal cord injuries. S1 athletes have very severe coordination problems in all four limbs and have no use of their legs, trunk, hands and minimal use of their shoulders only. S2 athletes have limited use of their arms and no or extremely limited use of their hands, legs and trunk. This can include a variety of different disabilities, including amputations. S3 swimmers have decent arm and hand function, but no use of their trunk and legs. They have severe disabilities in all their limbs. Disabilities include quadriplegia from spinal cord injuries and multiple amputations. An example of an S3 swimmer is British world champion Ellie Chalice. S4 covers athletes that have coordination problems affecting all four of their limbs, or have movement in their arms but no trunk or leg function. They also generally have weakness in their hands and arms. An example of an S4 swimmer is British record holder Lyndon Longhorn. A multitude of disabilities are represented by this class, including people with quadriplegia from spinal cord injury or similar. As the disabilities are quite severe in the first four classifications, swimmers can only participate in the 50, 100, 200 freestyle, 50 backstroke, 50 butterfly, 50 breaststroke and the 150 IM, which is just the 200 IM without the butterfly at the beginning. As we move through the classifications, disabilities become less severe. So as we take a look at classifications S5 and S6, the S5 class includes swimmers with a moderate level of disability and includes athletes with full use of their arms and hands, but limited to no use of their trunk and legs. It also includes swimmers with coordination problems. Disabilities represented by this class include cerebral palsy and lower body amputations. And S6 includes swimmers with a number of different types of disability, including short stature, major limb impairment, or loss of two limbs. This includes people with cerebral palsy, athletes with dwarfism, and amputees. An example of an S6 swimmer is British Paralympic champion Maisie Summers-Newton. The S7, S8 and S9 classes are relatively similar with differing levels of disability and involve weakness in the leg or legs and usually involve varying severity of cerebral palsy. S7 swimmers have use of their arms and trunk. They have limited leg function or are missing a leg or parts of both legs. S8 swimmers have a number of different disabilities, including amputations and cerebral palsy. For example, Alice Tai is an S8 swimmer. And swimmers in S9 generally have a severe weakness in one leg and can include disabilities including amputations and cerebral palsy. The last classification when it comes to physical impairment is S10. Swimmers in this class tend to have minimal weakness affecting their legs, missing feet, a missing leg below the knee, or problems with their hips. This class, like S7, 8 and 9, include disabilities including amputations and cerebral palsy. Faye Rogers would be an example of an S10 swimmer. Okay, that's the physical impairment classifications looked at. Like I said before, to evaluate the impact of impairments on swimmers, classifiers assess all functional body structures using a point system and ask the athlete to complete a water assessment to be judged on which class they go into. The next three classes are for visual impairment. In the S11 classification, athletes have a very low visual acuity and or no light perception. In order to ensure a fair competition, athletes in the S11 class are required to wear blackened goggles. In S12, athletes have a higher visual acuity than athletes competing in the S11 class and or have a visual field of less than 5 degrees radius. Multiple international medalist Stephen Clegg is a swimmer in the S12 category. And in S13, athletes have the least severe visual impairment eligible for Paralympic sport. They have the highest visual acuity and or a visual field of less than 20 degrees radius. To ensure safety, all S11 swimmers must use a tapper. This is someone who stands at the end of the pool who taps the swimmer as a way to tell them that they are close to the end of the length to turn or to finish at the wall. Swimmers in the S12 and S13 classes may choose whether or not they wish to use a tapper or not. S14 is the classification for an intellectual impairment, and there is only one group for these swimmers. This can include swimmers who have difficulties with pattern recognition, sequencing and memory, or who have slower reaction times. S14 swimmers typically show a higher number of strokes relative to their speed than able-bodied elite swimmers. An example of an S14 swimmer is world record holder Will Ellard. Now, while the IPC runs competitions for swimmers with physical, visual and intellectual impairments, it does not currently cater for deaf swimmers, which is classed as S15. However, Swim England work with the Great Britain Deaf Swimming Club to support the inclusion of deaf classified swimmers in domestic and international competitions. And there's our quick breakdown of each of the para classifications. Hopefully this brief explanation helps when you guys watch the Paralympics that are just around the corner. That's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed it, please like and share this video with your family and your friends. And of course, please subscribe to the Propulsion Swimming YouTube channel for more content coming your way very soon. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one. Bring it.